Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. In this video, I'm going to briefly discuss certain inspections from immigration associated with the Thai O marriage visa. So what we're talking about are Thai marriage visas, specifically the O visa category. In another video on this channel, which was recently put up, I discussed the Thai business visa and how in recent weeks and months, inspections have become routine with respect to newly formed Thai companies. So what we're talking about here is a new Thai company set up with respect, and it may be set up either on the Treaty of Amity, foreign business license, BOI license, but we're talking small companies set up. Oftentimes, yes, it's a legitimate business, but one of the main benefits is a foreigner is going to be deriving a work permit and a visa out of that company. Recently, in recent weeks, in the business visa unit, there's been mandatory inspections of brand new companies used to support a business visa extension. So literally the same day that the visa application is filed, they literally will send immigration inspectors out to make sure that there really is a business at the address where the business is located. This video is not talking about business visas specifically, but by analogy, understand that this is an overriding policy, or maybe I should put it sort of paradigm shift within the immigration apparatus here in Thailand. And with respect to marriage visas, over the course of about the last 6 months, through anecdotal evidence more than anything, as we don't really tend to deal with a ton of Thai marriage visa applications, although we deal with a few from time to time. And in those cases, our clients themselves have not had to deal with this as of yet. But others have contacted me who have been subjected to fairly deep probing immigration inspections by Thai immigration officers in connection with a Thai marriage visa. They have been subjected to, there have been individuals over the course of the past couple of months who've contacted me and said that their Thai O visa has been refused because they've been living on it for too long, and it's clear to an immigration officer that they're essentially, quote-unquote, working under the table, and after a thorough inspection and adjudication of the application, that officer decided not to renew that O visa. This has happened in a couple of cases, but more importantly, what we're seeing is an overarching trend of increasing numbers of inspections associated with Thai visa application, specifically Thai visa extension application generally, and now more specifically we're also seeing it from time to time and case by case with respect to Thai marriage visas. Now, to be clear, Thai marriage visas and inspections associated therewith, it's going to change from province to province. So again, what we deal with here down in Bangkok may be entirely different to the overall paradigm up in, say, Chiang Mai or down in Phuket or Pattaya or over in Trad or something like this. There's, Pitsanaluk. Every province is going to have their own sort of flavor of the way that they enforce the underlying laws, notwithstanding that the basics are going to be the same province to province. It's just sort of the way in which that specific immigration office enforces immigration law is going to be slightly different. That being said, it seems pretty logical to go ahead and infer that inspections associated with Thai marriage visa extensions are going to be a more common thing. I don't think it's fair to say that you should expect to see an immigration inspection, but I think it's fairly safe to say that it wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility. Whereas a few years ago, I would say to myself, an immigration inspection associated with a marriage visa extension, I just don't see that happening. These days, no, it is happening. It's not happening with the commonality or the frequency of the inspections associated with the business visa unit, but they are doing inspections. They are probing even neighbors about the family, the foreigner involved, etc., his relationship with the community, his relationship with his or her relationship with the family. And in those situations, that's a pretty in-depth inspection. This is not to say that an inspection necessarily means a refusal, but an inspection can be a stressful thing, and it can be a little bit frustrating as well, as one just essentially wants to get their immigration extension and move forward. That being said, since the recent change to the so-called good guys in, bad guys out policy, immigration is not is not particularly lax in any way. It's a very serious undertaking when you're dealing with Thai immigration. They're scrutinizing applications for long-term status, and in some cases, they're sending out inspectors to ascertain whether or not the specifics mentioned in the underlying application are in fact correct. All of these things are leading to not a tougher, but a much more, I mean, really the immigration apparatus over here looks a lot more like Japan or Korea, and I've dealt with both of those immigration structures from somewhat more of a distance, but I've dealt with them. I wouldn't go so far as to say the Thai immigration system looks very much like the U.S., well, not a lot like the U.S. immigration system, but it's getting to look like that more and more. And the strictness and the exactitude with which regulations are not only enforced, but interpreted, it's getting to look like that. And so I think it's pretty safe to say that even though it's a marriage visa, most cases it's not going to be a big issue. I think it's safe to say that in the future, don't be surprised to be put under an immigration inspector's microscope, if you will. But at the same time, with marriage visas, I don't think it's going to be nearly as common as business visas. But it's not going to be, impossible to see that happen.